What's up, Go to Ones? Frank from the Go to Guild here, checking out Ideogram. Ideogram is one of my favorite apps, so we're going to go through their website, see how well they communicate what they do, and give them some tips and feedback. If you want this for your business, check out Ideogram.ai. We do it all. So, Ideogram, let's just take this as a regular user just landing on this page. So, I land on this page and I see the word create in a newspaper, create on a board, somebody painting the word create on a plane. So clearly this, to me, that's pretty awesome. Create in milk. And basically what I can see is that maybe there's a way that I could type something and it would create any one of these images. But this is the whole page. I don't know if there's enough to make the average person, the regular user, say, okay, I want to create stuff. Maybe. But it's a different approach, just showing people what they're going to create and just like pushing them to it. Personally, I already knew what Ideogram was, which is why I signed up. But if you go to the Ideogram 2.0 is now available, I would probably click on that, right? So what is in 2.0? Ideogram 2.0 is freely available to all users on Ideogram.ai and our new iOS app. I literally didn't even know they had an iOS app, and I'm a user. Premium features are available via subscription plans. Developers now build Ideogram 2.0 using our new beta Ideogram API.
Wait a minute.
I did not know they had an API either. What? Holy crap. Okay. Damn. There's so much I could do with the Ideogram API. That is pretty epic. So okay. So this video is really good. Because it kind of combines the stuff from the beginning. So you have those, like, you get the point. After you see 10 of those, then it's like, what will you create? And then they have all these icons and things. What's your palette? You can add different palettes and change things. What's your style? You want it realistic? You want design? You want anime? I think one of the things Ideogram has done really well is identifying kind of the main areas people are going to want to select from, or reasons why they're creating. So I think they have pretty good archetypes of like who their types of users are and what they're doing it for, and they can tailor the output to those things. But the API thing, that is just like game changing. So I honestly feel like this page is doing a better job of communicating what Ideogram is, why it's better. Because even if I recognize, oh my goodness, that is super cool. I didn't even see this before. Wow, that's epic. So even if somebody does understand that this is a Gen AI image creator, they still need to know why. The fact that you can put text into images is the reason why a lot of people use Ideogram. It's the reason I started using it. But obviously it's much more than that. Yeah, honestly, I would switch the homepage to this blog post. Because the homepage does not really do it justice. So if I'm judging the homepage like I normally would on this channel, basically you have to give the hero and the page the same score. And would I say I understand what they do? I guess the grading system is, do I understand what they do? It's a 7. Do I understand why they're better than anything else? That's an 8. And am I ready to sign up right away because they've communicated so well? That's a 9. So that's like kind of the 3 levels, and I think they're probably at a 7. And where in the 7 to 8 range do they stand? There's no other info, so I got to give them like a 7.02. Let's give them 7.0, because they're just barely gotten to that point where it's like, okay, I kind of get what you're doing. A lot of other, I don't know, for some reason the Gen AI image creator sites, like even the Midjourney site, it just doesn't communicate what they do well at all. So it's not really accessible for people outside of, folks who are in the know, or just through word of mouth, once great images are created. But I think there's tons of consumers out there that are not using these tools yet that could be, if they're shown the right reasons why. So I think there's some elements of this that could be changed. The review is they get a 7.0 on the hero, 7.0 on the page, right?
Okay.
But if I'm judging, what would I do to this page, knowing the app the way I know how it works? The things to mention, the kind of product marketing points. One is the magic prompt. So the problem with most of these services, I don't know if they talk about it here. I think they probably don't because it's not a new feature. Is there? Cannot spell. Okay, advanced prompting. Describe and magic prompt. Right? So one of the things they do well is you might write in a prompt and it's not a great prompt, and then they will figure out how to make a better prompt that's more descriptive, and I think that leads to better results overall. And I think so that's one major feature. I don't know if this format probably doesn't describe it well, but you might put like a smaller prompt and then show what the magic prompt turns it into, and show why those details have been like put into what you're doing. Obviously they need to talk about the app. I think this is a good way of showcasing the color palette thing, so you can easily switch out colors on a particular image. I think that does that really well. For these, I feel like you still need a little bit of the prompt underneath to show people what it took to create these. It's not just about the fact that it can do this style, but like, what did you input in order to do that? Because that's really the magical part of it. Because I think we've moved so quickly in this space that you kind of forget, like, this is friggin' nuts. Like, this is insane. Like, I can go from an idea in my head, almost immediately translated to exactly what I'm thinking within seconds. This is so out of this world that it's almost like it's confusing how good this is. So they're going to need to also show some of the different standard styles, and then give people a little bit of creativity to know that they can create their own kind of style. It's not like they have to create something that has already existed in the world. Right? So those are the things I would probably put on the homepage. The fact that I, as a user, didn't know they have an iOS app is criminal. Like, there needs to be download buttons for that all over the place. Because now it's so simple to create stuff. I might type like a 10-word prompt and have something magical and important, right? In terms of the product, the things that I think Ideogram can do, one of the areas I think is integrations. So, oh no. Man, I cannot type. On remove background, for example, let's say I take an image. Let's take my profile picture, right? I think integrations is one part of it, right? So I can go and click create design here and utilize this, right? So if Ideogram can find ways to be in the workflow of people who are creating things, let me just go full screen on this one. Basically all the advice I give to places is just me from the outside. What I typically try to do when I work with a client, or if I go in-house somewhere, is to talk to the users and get kind of an understanding of where they stand. Why are they using Ideogram? Where does Ideogram place themselves into their workflow. And you talk to people who are like former users, current users, people who've just churned are pretty much the best people to talk to, because they're using it, they're liking it, they're paying for it, and then something stopped them from getting to the next level. It might be that they are misinformed about what's going on. I've heard that a million times. They got frustrated with something. They're like, oh, I can't do this with them. And like, actually you can, but it wasn't communicated well. So getting that feedback from people and then looking at the numbers, how many people are using it every day, and are your big customers using it for a particular reason? Like figuring out kind of the why behind usage is kind of the core thing to start with. And then once you have that, then you can tailor the marketing and the content to hit the major points in order. So your homepage should answer the various questions that people have. Your homepage is an FAQ. That's why I keep telling people, that's why I do the violation sound every time someone puts an FAQ on their homepage.
That one there was a violation.
Your homepage is the FAQ. The first frequently asked question is, what do you do? How does it work? How is it better than everything else? Why should I use you? Do other people use you? Those are just different sections of your page. So if you put FAQ, that means you have not figured out how to communicate that in a more compelling way than just putting up FAQ, right? And with Ideogram, as you can see on this homepage, there's just nothing here. I think there's a temptation to do the feed, like the feed of the creative things that people are creating. It really depends on the type of customer they're looking for. Are they looking for people to create for fun? They're just doing fun images to share on social media. Are they looking to be the design partner for people who are creatives that want to quickly create the assets that they need to do their work? For me, I think that is the best area to be in. At least have the pro tools for that type of user, right? So it's like the adjustments that they need, cropping, sizing, all those like little features can be bundled up into a product for that type of user. The person who uses Canva, that is sick of Photoshop, that is working at an ad agency, and they're saying, hey, we want to add these logos to it. We want to add whatever it is, like whatever that feature set is, packaging that up and creating kind of like a subscription service. When I look at Midjourney, let's go to Midjourney, because Midjourney is the other major one in this space, right? What the fuck is this? What is this? This is a web, like I used to be so obsessed with Midjourney, and the more I listen to the weekly calls and understand the founder, don't get me wrong, Midjourney is still baller. They do some incredible things. The thing that Ideogram, as a side note, the thing that Ideogram could steal from Midjourney, that Midjourney does very well, is the 3 different types of image inputs in their image to image. You can choose it's either this image is the subject, this is the style, or this is the image. What did I just say? Either the image is the subject. It's like you want that person in there, you want the style of that image, or you want like the pose and the parameters to use, in your own generation. I think that is a really good feature. And Midjourney is really good with people and expressions and stuff. But Midjourney, their aspirations as a company, I do not think are to help people in any kind of business context. Not creative artists who are like working professionally, or teams that, I remember he said something about wanting to do billing and being able to have like a team account and then pay for other people. He's like, why would I do that? I was like, oh my God. They don't want to do that. And the thing is, it's still a massive business even without that, right? So like, take it with a grain of salt what I'm saying. But I think it has to be clear who Ideogram is for. Because right now, Ideogram is kind of for everybody. Could be used in a ton of different ways, which is like a cool thing, but it's also, the more specific you are, the easier it is for someone to latch onto it. And there's going to be a ton more competitors. There's going to be a bunch more people creating the same stuff. It's about the affordances you give people and then getting people tied in to using your service. But I'm a big fan of Ideogram. Wish them well. This was a little bit more product focused, but basics of building a website and communicating a little bit better. I think they have the building blocks on this page. They just really need to translate some of it over. And I think what I've also not seen with any of these are real testimonials. So getting people who are marquee people in design field, in just digital art in general, just art in general, would be nice to see how they think of this. And maybe people be surprised. Maybe Daniel Arsham does use Ideogram to mock up some ideas that he ends up using for sculptures. Who knows? They can mine their user base to see if there's those type of things. So I think those kind of things on a homepage can really communicate the right things and get people to sign up that maybe aren't just going to sign up because they saw a couple cool images. You know what I mean? And that's it. Hope you have a great day. As always, brush your teeth, walk in the corner. Denbo out. Oh yeah, and go to gotogill.com. We do customer feedback for you. We help interview your top customers, give you the videos, give you the feedback. We have a couple different plans. We do reports. We do all that kind of good stuff. So if you're interested, check out gotogill.com. Help me pay my mortgage. I'd really appreciate it.